Next up, we have the AFC South, and the AFC South has been Peyton Manning's division. The Titans had a run a couple of years back, but overall, this has been the Colts' division. Who do you think is going to rise to the top, own this division, and make it to the playoffs?
I'm going to start quick. Upset special. Won't be much of an upset, but I'm picking Tennessee to come out first. And second, I'm taking Houston. Third, I'm taking the Colts, and I'll tell you why. You lose. If you take Peyton Manning away from that offense, we know what happens. If you take the leader of the offensive line away, which is Jeff Saturday, we don't know what's going to happen. He pretty much was a quarterback of the line, calling out the line shifts and signals, telling who to block who. He's going to be gone for possibly 4 weeks. And who knows what type of Jeff Saturday we're going to have when we get back. So I just don't trust them anymore. I think their time is going to be cut short because Peyton Manning, he doesn't have his anchor there. And on offense, we know what they can do. Gonzalez is coming back, but at the same time, we don't know what Gonzalez is going to be there. So I'm just going to ride the same guy, the longest tenured coach in the NFL, Coach Fisher. He's got a running game. We have a guy that's shooting for 2,500 yards on the ground. And we have a quarterback that seems to be calming down and just gaining confidence in Vince Young in Tennessee. And that's what I'm going with.
And it's hard to pick against the Colts when they've dominated this division for so long. And when you have the sheriff, so John Gruden likes to call him Peyton Manning. I mean, a guy who pretty much runs the offense. I mean, I think Jeff Saturday, it might hurt him a little bit, but I think the rule change of the umpire having to set up behind the quarterback takes away from Peyton Manning more than Jeff Saturday been going. And then the receivers, Reggie Wayne is going to do what he's going to do. Pierre Garçon, Khaled, you got Gonzalez coming back. Clark, I mean, the offense is going to be okay. You still, running game is kind of shaky.
They don't have a running game.
Which is why I agree with you that the Tennessee Titans are going to come out that division. Vince Young finally looks like he has it together. And who better to move the chains than a guy who has legs, who on the third down, in threes, and you can't find an open receiver, you just run for 3 yards. I mean, which is going to keep the defense off the field. Now that defense can go 100% every time they own it, actually stop people. Because last year, their secondary was horrible.
God awful.
Kerry Collins couldn't move the chains. It started 0-6. You put Vince Young in there, and they rule out eight wins.
And that's one thing to be said. I mean, this team ended the season on a tear. Even though they were only playing for Chris Johnson to get 2,000 yards, the team almost started off 0-6 and possibly could have made the playoffs if some things fell right for them. So I agree with you. The Titans have what it takes. And with Vince Young back there and him calming down and maturing, and Jeff Fisher, I think the key there is Jeff Fisher trusting Vince Young to run the team. Because last year he didn't trust Vince Young to run that team. Nor did his teammates. And now that he has the trust of his teammates, if he can maintain that trust, I think that the sky's the limit.
Exactly. And CJ 2K, he's going for 2,500 this year, and he can get it. What Vince Young is going to allow, Vince Young is going to open up lanes for this young man. Because you're going to have to respect the bootleg. It's going to be ran. Because the man, we talking about a quarterback who's 6'5", who's running a 4.4.
Come on.
That's enough said about that.
I just don't want to see him take too many hits. So I don't want him to fall in love with his legs, though.
Now, we travel down the highway down to Jacksonville. Obviously, the people in Jacksonville, they don't really support the team. Nobody really comes out to the games. David Garrard has been hit or miss. He had one great year a couple years back. But they have a stud in the running back in Maurice Jones-Drew. What's the outlook for the Jacksonville Jaguars this year?
Only thing I care about with Jacksonville is can I get Maurice Jones-Drew on my fantasy team. Other than that, I got nothing to say about them.
I mean, Jacksonville is another one of those teams that, I really think there's question marks with them. I mean, you have a quarterback in Garrard who's, he don't have the biggest passing numbers and throw for the most touchdowns, but his numbers are efficient.
He's a game manager.
Exactly. He's a game manager.
Screens.
Okay, so we've seen game managers win Super Bowls.
Only one.
We saw two. We saw Tom Bay win. We saw Baltimore Ravens win Super Bowls with game managers. When you got a stud on the offense like Maurice Jones-Drew and a stud at wide receiver and Mike Sims-Walker, we can't forget this man caught 8 touchdowns last year, had almost 900 receiving yards. So the offense, I'm never a fan of the offense. They just have a couple players who can't get enough points. The question is It's the defense, the same Jacksonville defense that we're accustomed to, that's gonna stop people from getting in the end zone.
No, because one of the Henderson boys is now a Raider.
And if that's not the case, then they're gonna finish last. But that's the question.
Easy last.
All right, the last question. Tennessee Titans. Matt Schaub started off the season great. Excuse me. Houston Texans. Matt Schaub started off the season great last year. Was a NFL passing leader for the first half of the season. Can the Texans get over the hump? Can they get? It seems like every year they are the pick to make it to the playoffs. They're the new sexy, trendy pick. They're going to have what it takes to get. Can they actually do it this year? Can they actually get to the playoffs?
Well, in a word, yes. Everybody can do it.
Will they
do it? I think so. And Mario Williams, he's the reason why. And if they can hold a fort down for a cushion to get back because he's serving 4 games for substance abuse or steroid abuse. And I think Mario Williams will be the NFL sack leader this year. He's going to put pressure on the quarterback. And I just like to focus on the defense. We all know what Johnson can do catching the ball. We all know what Schaub can do in putting up the numbers. But if your defense can't stop anybody, you just won't be in the race.
And they got a couple studs on defense. When you talk about a guy like DeMeco Ryans. I mean, they lost a piece in Dante Robinson, which I'm not really sold on their defense. Which is why if Peyton Manning stays healthy, which he's never been hurt. He hasn't missed a game.
He's never come out to discuss.
So as long as he's in, I don't see the Colts finishing third and Peyton Manning being out the playoffs. It's just not gonna happen. It's just too much money tied up into him, and he's too good of a player.
And let's not forget he's playing for a contract too.
But then you look at the Texans. You're right. Matt Schaub is a stud. Andre Johnson is a stud. They have a couple running backs who are injury prone. When you talk about Steve Slayton and guys like that, but if they're healthy, they're playmakers. I'm not worried about the offense. The defense is a problem. But my biggest concern is, can Matt Schaub play more than 8 games? Can he give me more than 10 games? Because if he can't, then they are a threat to finish last in the division or do what we used to them doing, 8-8. 8-8. So I'm still picking them to be 8-8
until they show you otherwise.
Until they show me otherwise.
That's fair.
All right. Well, there you have it. We got Titans. I'm still rolling with the Colts, never going against the Sheriff. That's it for the AFC South.